ever thought somebody be calling you a living legend?
Never. Never.
Crazy. Tell me your story in Philly, how you came up, how did you meet Roc-A-Fella and these guys? How did you get connected with the Roc?
Well, that's the first part came up in South Philly. You know, the hood like everybody else. Kind of weird story how I met Roc-A-Fella. When I first started, like, really, like, homing my skills, like, knowing that, like, yo, I might can rap, like, for real. Like, when I started believing other people that used to tell me, because I ain't, on my corner, it wasn't cool to be a rapper. Like, we in the trenches. So I had to hide it from my homies. So I used to have to go in different circles, and I ran into this cat, Murder Mill, and me and him, I would say we battled. We had mutual friends. His folks was my folks, and they was like, yeah, my cousin, yeah, this is why I had my man used to hype me, who knew I knew how to rap, but they didn't think I knew how to rap. So they bring this guy Murder Mill around, and we get it in. And I left that joint like thinking like, yo, I think he might have got me. And when I ran into him again, he was saying the same thing about me. So we linked up and did like 2 records. Like, first time ever going to a studio, went to his man crib, Ike, in the basement, and we laid down these 2 tracks. Now this time frame is within days. A week later, I don't hear from him. He calls me and was like, yo, I think I got a lick for us. Is these cats out Southwest Philly that now rap, who the world know them now as Philly's Most Wanted. They want to battle for some money. So we
talking Gilly from Philly.
No, not Major Figures.
Not Major Figures, the Most Wanted, Philly's Most
Wanted.
For them.
Yeah,
all right.
Most Wanted, cross the border with Pharrell, yeah. So we go to battle them, and they management already was in conversation with Roc-A-Fella. So I think they was in Cancun.
Who was their management again?
At the time, their management was a guy named Stevie G. Stevie G.
I got to know him. I'm trying to make it come to my mind. But guys, so the management was already talking to Roc-A-Fella.
Yeah, Roc-A-Fella. They management, and who became my management, Sadiq from Black Friday.
All right. No, Sadiq.
So, yeah. So they was managing Most Wanted. So they all in Cancun, the management. So it's just me, my man. We go to their spot. So we come with the paper. They didn't have the money with them because they bag was in Cancun talking to Jay and them. So you know, we go back and forth, we exchange words or whatever, you know. So we was like, man, they ain't got the money, Murder, I'm out. So they started pulling out deals and stuff. Was like, y'all, because I think it was like probably 10 bands or something we was going to battle for. They showing us, you know, $1 million contracts.
Get it?
Yeah, they showing us contracts. So I'm like, fuck that black and white. The Higwood is green. So I'm like, fuck the money. We just started battling. So, you know, of course, you know, we did our thing. I did my thing. And me and from Philly Most Wanted, Bubonic, we exchanged numbers. So he told his management about me, like, yo, this kid bought this board pit. Y'all need to hear him.
Because, Beans, I don't want to stop it, but stay right there.
Yeah.
I don't want to disrespect Philly because, you know, I got too much family in Philly and too much respect.
Yeah.
But every time somebody spit for me from Philly,
Yeah.
I felt like they was trying to sound like Beanie Sigel, right? Or is
At one point.
Or is it that all of Philly got the same slang and everybody just got the same cadence? Because I felt like everybody who would rap to me, I'd be like, damn, this nigga, he sound like Beanie Sigel. So was it because all of y'all just sound like that? Or was they really trying to...
Nah, everybody didn't sound like that. It wasn't a lot of rappers. At one point, you did have people, you know, trying to get that cadence. But speaking up from where I'm from, man, there's different bops all over the city because every part of the city got different slang. You know what I mean? They dress different, they talk different, they slang different. You know what I mean? If you from South Philly, they might say, "What's up, Ski?" If you from North, they like, "What up, doe?" You might be doe. You might be scrap. You might be cuz. So it's different slang and different, you know, little bops in every part of Philly.
How to the Roc? How do? Because I'm gonna tell you my perspective. You tell me how it really happened. And I'm gonna tell you how it looked to me. But go ahead, continue.
So all right. So Philly's Most Wanted, they had a meeting with Roc-A-Fella. So me and Bubonic, we kept in touch. He asked me did I want to take the ride up there. But at that time, I wasn't really trying to be no rapper. I was in the street. So I was about to go to a dog fight. I had $5,000 on my man, Murder, who became my partner. I had $5,000 on his dog, Mikey. So me riding up to New York and meeting Jay-Z and all that, that's cool, but fuck all that. I'm trying to get to this quick $5,000. Mikey a grand champ, he biting everything. Blood coming out blue. So I tried to duck him. I couldn't. I wound up riding up there with him. To speed it up, Jay was in the studio doing It Was All Good a week ago with Too Short. So we go in the studio. So there's some other rappers in there that's, you know, from New York. They was in there, a group. I don't know if they was about to get signed or was around and Jay was trying to sign them. So we came up. So it kind of became a Philly, New York thing within Most Wanted and these other rappers. So Jay just came out the booth like, yo, y'all come in the studio and I'm laying my shit down. Somebody better spit something. You know what I mean? He doing a record with Too Short. So they wound up going back and forth. And somebody said like a comment about something about Philly, like we ain't had no rappers down there. He made like a Philly cheesesteak lot, something. So I intervened. And once I intervened, the rest was history. It was over. After I rapped, nobody in the room rapped again.
Nobody rapped again. Like they knew, like, yo, stay in your place.
Yeah, I started biting everything in the room that wasn't on my side. If you ain't come with me, you got it.
People who don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you like different synopsis. When I went to LA, when I went out to LA for the first time with Mac 10, my brother. Shout out to Mac 10.
Yeah, shout out to Mac.
Everybody out there was the blood. His neighborhood. I mean, grandmothers, uncles, everybody was riding around. They had the ice cream truck was red.
Yeah.
Like, everybody. The cops was bloods.
Yeah.
When I go to Philly, everybody's grandmother spit 16. Every guy from the bar spit 16. The school teacher spit 16. I used to go down there to sharpen my skills.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of people did.
Yeah, I used to go down there to sharpen my skills. So the way this works from an industry standpoint is when you from New York, they call this the Northeast. So it says anything from Boston down to DC, maybe Virginia, is the Northeast. And when you're an East Coast rapper, that's where your record starts to spin first. And then we want to cross over to the West and the South and everything.
Yeah.
But Northeast. And me knowing Jay-Z as a businessman, me knowing the business, when he signed a bunch of Philly guys, I said, holy shit, he wrapped up the Northeast. Like, cause you know, New York was one thing, but when he went and got y'all from Philly,
yeah,
it was not only did he get the nicest dudes, but it wrapped up the whole Northeast. It made it like, cause Philly was his home too. The minute y'all Jay-Z was already king, but when y'all co-signed him, he became Philly too.
yeah, yeah.
Philly was acting like he was from Allegheny or he was from Germantown or something like that.
He had Beanie Sigel with him. Yeah. It's supposed to have been like that. That's the big homie. Yeah.
Sigel, y'all made some classic hits.
Yes, sir.
You made some classic albums, man. The In the Air shit. I remember clearly, and I don't want to talk about what everybody else would talk to you about, but this is just major. When you got into the beef with Jada, the rap battle beef, that was the illest to me. Because y'all both street, y'all both underground, raw. You know, that battle there, I remember I was in Miami, and I don't know how. I was getting the mixtapes of you against Jada, and I was just like, y'all was like literally blowing my fucking mind. How did that beef even come about with you and Jada Kiss?
All right. At the time, Jay and Jadakiss was bumping heads a little bit on records. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, that's how I started. Like when you hear the after the original was probably this. You know what I'm saying? And then Kiss on the Maya record, and then Jay jumped on the Maya record, and it was the shots going back and forth, and then Kissing them was saying stuff too. You know what I mean? So Jay never responded. Like he never responded to him. It just was like subliminal. So me, as a new artist coming into the game and coming into listening to, you know, the locks and knowing like from Philly, that's the streets right there. That's what we gravitated to. Like we rocked with the locks. So that was just a strategic move for me. I'm like, yo, Jay ain't gonna say nothing. And I know everybody hear this. I'm going at it. Win, lose, or draw, at that particular time, nobody in a sane mind would even think about trying to battle Jadakiss or the locks of them, man. They annihilate you. That wasn't no walk in the park and nothing. Like that was me throwing everything. Like I'm throwing my hat in the ring. I'm gonna put the house on this because if it come this close, I'm stamped. I'm stamped.
Oh no, you were stamped. I was in Miami. Joe Crack was in Miami, but begging for the tapes. I had them shits here the second they was. I was like, I was fucked up behind this. What's crazy is Jada told me a story where he said he went to Philly and he put this song in the he said the people were going crazy. They were showing him love no matter what. But then he tried to diss y'all. And he said the whole stadium started throwing shit at him. And he said, yo, this is where keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear about that? Was you there?
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of the, I actually didn't go to that show at first. But when I got the call, I shot down there and after, you know, they did what they did, nobody expected me to come. So I came and I think Puff was performing. and they had their little friction at the time, you know, and I'm like, yo,
let me get on.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. And he was like, go ahead, do your thing. And I went out. When I came on the stage, they went crazy. They went crazy. That's when it was like good. It was great in hip hop. It was like, that's what it was. Like, you was doing it for the sport. It was, you know, you sharpening your knife, like you going against the best. You only the as good as your competition. You know what I mean? And that was like they was on top. So I was pushing myself.
Any
like,
your beings, any regrets, right? Because you the true meaning of keeping it real, right?
yeah.
And so whenever I did my history on Beans, even though you were successful, y'all made a couple of dollars, you was making millions or whatever, down with Roc-A-Fella, the biggest team. They still was telling me, yo, Beans is wilding out here, he's letting it go, allegedly, you know, like, you know. And any regrets, if you ever think back at that time and said, man, maybe I should have wised up and just not kept it real?
Yeah, of course. You always think back as things you would do different. But if we do that, would I still be Beans?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't really have no regrets because, you know, I come from the cloth where as though, you know what I mean? I mean, it's in the music, man, and feel it in the air. I tell you, I go through it so you wouldn't do it after me. As for me, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody want, you know, I'm still circling the block from parking. You know what I mean? I know who I am, and I was comfortable with, you know, being who I am. I know who I am as a person, and I never got lost in the industry as far as, you know, how people can. But if anything that I would do different, I would have just slowed down a little bit so I could be able to learn the business and understand that I had a career. Because to me, it was a lick. I wasn't looking to be signed to Roc-A-Fella Records. I wasn't out making demo tapes and, you know, trying to be a rapper. I had a couple raps. I ran into somebody who later on ran me into somebody, and within 2 weeks of me maybe having 10 raps in my book, you know what I mean, my little notepad, I was standing in front of Jay-Z, and I got signed to Roc-A-Fella Records. So it was so fast. Everything was like fast, like. And I was only Beanie Sigel on the streets for 2 years. It seemed like I had a long career, but I was on the streets as Beanie Sigel for 2 years.
That's crazy. Then you go to jail famous, and people don't understand that jail famous is like. It's different, not famous. Some people go to jail under the radar. Some people is quiet. You know, going into jail. Where did you do your time? I know you did it like in Jersey, or you did it in Philly?
No, I did time in Jersey. I was in the Feds. I did time in Farrington. And in Schuylkill. I was at Schuylkill.
That time they playing your fucking record every single second of the day.
Like that shit was getting crazy. Cause they dropped the Feeling in the Air video, which only had a year and a day. I didn't even want the album to drop. I just recorded a mixtape, Still Public Enemy with Green Lantern. That was enough music to last for a year until I got out to drop the album. But they dropped it and I ain't know it, and they dropped the video. So I'm sitting in the day room, headphones on, you know, you in front of the TV with your bowl, and the video come on. So you got 300 people on a block. And as soon as the video come on, I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn. But everybody else on the block, like, they looking like this, yo. The whole block turn around, like, from looking at the TV, like.
Oh, no, they looking at you.
Yeah, they turn around. Because they know what much, so they just looking. And it was like, that shit was weird.
It was weird. So you got to see in real time, because I've always wondered, right? Like, even back to when I dropped my first song, Flojo.
Yeah.
I always wondered what a Puerto Rican kid in Philly felt like when they first seen Fat Joe with a half moon and jury on 100 guys. We got like what, and then, but you were sitting locked up when that Feel It in Your Air comes on, and you looking at everybody's response. So you got to see that like a crystal ball.
Yeah, I got to see it. I seen like, and they was tuned in. And they was coming back because they knew, you know, that video gonna come on at least 3 times a day. So it was like when they heard what I was saying, and they turning around and looking at me like, yo, it just got crazy. Like, because when they looking at the vid, it's like they seeing a movie like, damn, this nigga knew he was, they like, man, all types of shit started happening. You know what I mean?
Shout out to my brother Khaled. He's on the check-in.
So yeah, Khaled.
Was you like, no stress, no nothing, let me go do this year in the day? Or was it like jealousy? What was it like in there?
No, my first bit, it was like, I'm gonna go do this year in a day, and I'm gonna get out and get back to the music. But once I got in there, like, from the rip, I let people know, like, you know, rest in peace to my old head Sput. I asked my man Woodgie, I'm like, yo, listen, get all the ops, everybody, you know, on the feds, you ride with your car. I'm like, listen, tell everybody to come to the yard tomorrow. Everybody come to the last yard tomorrow. So, you know, all the folks. So they all came out to the yard. We in the yard, but we got to do it strategically because, you know, the police, they be on something. If you, and more than 5 of y'all together, they breaking y'all up. So we got everybody, I got everybody in the yard, everybody on the bleachers. I'm like, listen, y'all got me for a whole year. I am not going to be nobody radio. Please don't walk up to me asking me about, do I know Beyonce, or ask me nothing about no music shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not being nobody radio. But what I am going to do is, tonight, I got something for y'all. And I just went in for like 20 minutes straight for the whole jail in the yard, and was like, after that, it was like.
So you did, you went off for like 20 minutes in the motherfucking yard. You said, after this hip hop shit is over.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be nobody radio.
Minutes and started spitting for 20 minutes straight.
Yeah, 20 minutes, went in for him, and I'm like, that's it. Please, no sidebars. Y'all got me for a year. I come to take a nap and go home.
You got somebody want to play something for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's like a couple days after I got out.
Couple of days after you got out, you and Jadakiss.
Yeah, Khaled. He always do that.
You remember that, huh?
Yo,
how that came about, man?
Every bit I ever did. Oh, my boy in the room. Listen, hold on. Every bit I ever did, soon as I came home, Khaled was the first one to reach out to me and always had a record for me.
Yo, listen.
That's facts.
So Beans just came home. And Beans, you know, he came home. So everybody, you know, Roc-A-Fella, A&Rs, everybody getting Beans to record. And I'm in the studio, and I'm like, I gotta ask him. I was in a zone. I was like, I gotta make something so hard. I come to the studio, so Beans is recording all night. It's like 2 in the morning, then it turned 3 in the morning. Now it's 4 in the morning. Now it's 5 in the morning. And I'm like, yo, Beans, I need you on my album. But I want this to be Beans and Jadakiss. And I wasn't sure if I could ask that question. And he's like, play the beat. I played the, you know, it's like 6 in the morning. He did a song, we tired. Play the beat. Man, Beans put the headphones on, one take. That right there. This ain't no like, yo, bring it back, let me do this word over. One take.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Hit Jadakiss. I'm there, Kiss. Beans just came home. I would love to get y'all brothers, you know what I'm saying? This is for hip-hop. This is for the culture. I would love for y'all to get on this record together. And it was love. And I appreciate you, brother.
Man, always, man. Appreciate you.
You know, I'm
always
on my IG too. And I'm just like, raw talk right here, man.
You said this shit too real out here, huh?
I'm like, it's y'all might be. And the thing I heard about that story, you know, I heard from other people when Beans was in the studio with Hov. I heard like what that Beans, anybody like Hov, like I guess it's maybe when you just got on, like another verse. The verses wouldn't stop. Like he just kept coming with so many, and nobody was allowed to do nothing. It was like, here's a verse, here's another verse. It's like another person coming in the room. Like you, like as a fighter, you're supposed to get tired at one point or run out of bars.
Yeah. Nah.
Not that Beans. Not that Beans. Yo, Beans, I love you, brother.
Love you too, bro.
Man, now I'm gonna keep watching.
That's the biggest show on earth. You know, Khaled's like brother man and shit for Martin.
Yeah.
He pop up and he can't take it. He try to mind his business because you know that. And if it get too crazy, he gotta get
I had to because the thing is that I'm listening and I would never forget that studio. We made plenty of songs together, but that song is Beanie Sigel and Jadakiss. You never heard them on a record together after all that mixtape shit felt like.
I was with you when
them shits was coming out in a rapid pace. It's like people are praying. Like, yo,
them shits was coming
out. What I'm saying is when that record came out, that's my first album. But I remember Hot 97 put that shit straight in rotation. Philly put that shit straight in rotation. And this shit was...
Had to.
No. Go listen to it after the show. Go listen to what the man's saying. The man coming fresh from jail talking like he just laid down the story. Like, boom, 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 ain't missing a step. And you don't got to interview me. Listen to this song. That was it. Like...
You in college. Talk that cloth talk.
Now you here's all the answers.
Talk that special cloth.
Yo, all right. Kiss and Beanie Sigel. First album ever.
Yeah.
That's a fucking Chopra.
Oh shit, that's a Chopra moment. Hold up. Come on.
No, it's crazy because that's
Yeah.
It's on one record. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not supposed to ask that question. I'm by myself in the studio. I'm like, yo, Beans, I would love to. Beans said, put the beat on. He heard the beat. It was so hard. He went crazy. I hit Kiss. No hesitation. Let's go. Send that shit. That's love. Yeah. That was love. That was beautiful, bro. That was beautiful, bro. And legendary. It's one of my favorite records. All right.
Yeah. The Beat Nova came.
That Beat Nova came. Yo, man, damn, you gotta start it, yo, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying. I need a copy of this show.
Yo,
because it's going in my documentary.
Yeah.
My documentary. When my doc come out, he just said it right there. Beat Nova came. Who want to pop off today? Get popped. Beat Nova came.
Yeah.
Yo, Beans, rare space. That boy can't take it no more. He couldn't take it.
Yeah.
That State Property movie,
Yeah.
it's a classic.
Yeah.
And it's the same paid in full, doing the
Yeah.
state property. What was that like for you too? Did that just come at you real fast too?
Yeah. The State Property movie came about. That actually was supposed to have been just like like promo, like something we did for like marketing. We didn't really think it was going to hit as big as it did. So yeah, as a shout out to rest in peace to Fat Trine. He came up with the script. The script was loosely based around a true story, some true facts. I'm gonna say, because you know people still got pills and allegedly
Proof to it.
some alleged legendary people in Philly. So when he had the script was hard. I just had to just twist it a little bit. So we started renaming stuff, and it was just too raw. So I read this script, and every day we would get what we call our daily sides, and I read what they wanted us to say my part, and I just improv'd and flipped it so it wouldn't be too close to what they want, and it just came out hard.
Now that movie was fire. I remember watching that shit for the first time. That shit was legendary shit, man.
Yeah.
Whole movement. I had a little problem with not a problem, but I had a little like I felt weird when the kid what's his name, PD Crack, was calling himself Crack and all that. I'm like, yo, man, I had to step to him, man. He's in a different weight class, but I had to be like, yo, B, come on, how you just gonna try to take my name and all that?
Man, take that as a cut. Anything that was a compliment. That was a salute. You gotta look. You just said it. You was wondering how the Puerto Ricans in Philly was thinking how, seeing you, Puerto Rican boy from New York. Come on, man, you Joe. You had the old Badlands. That's where all the poppies at down for bad. It's real down the Badlands.
Yes,
that's where Crack from the Badlands. So of course, that's a compliment.
But his flow was incredible, man. His flow still is. It still is incredible. Freeway came into the game with his own shit.
Yeah.
It's the crew y'all put together, man. Moschino, all of them. It just everybody had
the Young Guns, Chris and Neve. Yeah.
I mean, everybody had their own style, man, and everybody was coming. If that's the case, look, we could throw Rel in it too. Rel was from up top.
Yeah, but we put Rel in. We took Rel under the wing.
Yeah.
We was putting Rel on all the records.
What?
Yeah.
That's fire. That whole movement right there. It was a time, it was a time in hip hop that was so. I mean, I would be in this club. I don't know if you ever went to Jimmy's Bronx Cafe up in the Bronx, and then that shit come on. I'd be drunk as hell and say, Matt, come through on that club shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, Beans, I was so fucked up, man, when that shit used to come on. I was like, man, you know how I get in the club. We should
imagine how I felt. I was coming straight off the block. So to go to the club and see the reaction of people, I remember the first time I performed in a tunnel. Like, it was, oh my God. Like, I never experienced nothing like that. I think that's when I really was like, yo, I want to be, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to rap. Like, I like this. Like, it got fun because the tunnel was dangerous. Like we ain't had no clubs like that. Like if it served me correctly, the tunnel is actually what it is. It's like the basement of like 4 buildings, New York buildings. That's how I look in the inside of there. And it was the most grimiest, craziest club or whatever you want to call it I ever been to. And I remember the whole Philly.
Peace, Pun. Pun would go in there in a robe. Pun would go in there with jewelry on in a bathrobe and just flex at the tunnel. Meanwhile, everybody gets shot, stabbed, and Pun up in there with a bathrobe.
Yeah.
With the like, yo, the tunnel was, it was, you know, first of all, you got the meanest guys in the city up in there. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But then you got to fight the bounce. And
yeah, they different.
7-foot cock diesel, 6-packed up. I don't think you understand what an ass whipping from a tunnel bouncer is.
Yeah.
A different ass whipping, B.
Yeah, that joint like going to prison. That's what it remind me of when I was going in. I'm like, the fuck, I feel like I'm going to jail on the way they search you and you gotta go through the metal detectors and shit.
Take the shoes off.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn, the fuck? I'm going through the counter. Yeah.
The tunnel was real, and your shit was ringing off on there. You know, it was the vice versa. Shout out to my brother E. Philly. It was like, you know, Philly embraced Jay-Z on another level, and Brooklyn and New York embraced y'all like y'all was from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. And if you sit back, you know what I mean, in hindsight, and you think about all the legendary shit y'all did, and having Kanye was with y'all too.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that was gonna be Kanye. And
I did.
Speak on that. Speak on that. Like,
I did. Man, Ye, I remember hearing Jesus Walk before it was Jesus Walk. Like Kanye had come to the stew and play you some bangers. Then he used to come through, and once we knew Kanye could rap, like Farver State Property, like Kanye on State Property albums. He on hooks and all that, like before his album came out, and people like we knew Ye could rap. And I'm like, yo, Ye, let me hear, I want to hear some of them beats. I'm like, no, let me hear the beats that you keeping for yourself. And when he hit that joint and you heard, Jesus, what? I was like, oh my. Like we knew Kanye was like different. We was trying to keep Kanye like this. Like, but you couldn't keep him like quiet, because then once Jay got a hold of him, it was like, fuck. Ye was coming monsters.
So, my brother Dre from Cool and Dre, a lot of people don't know he's dead nice. The beats, the rhymes, and all that. But me, I actually encouraged Dre. We did the album together, Family Ties. But now he working on his own album, and I try to get him like, yo, Dre, where my beats? And he like, yo, I'm just finishing up my session on my shit. Hey, yo, Dre, when you coming over? Yo, I got this new song. This shit is crazy. I'm like, damn, I done lost the God, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. Let me ask you a question. Yeah.
No, I was just saying like that with Ye, like it's like that with Ye and Just Blaze.
Just Blaze too, same thing. Ye and Just Blaze. You know, I had Khaled before y'all knew he was Khaled.
Yeah.
So while I'm making my hits, he throwing them inputs in there like, yo, do this and that. I would have never had the heart to get Eminem on the lean back remix if it wasn't for Khaled was on my ass like, get the white boy, get the white. I was like, yo, I can't get the white boy. Like,
Yeah.
nobody can get the fucking white boy. Like, get the white boy. So I make the call, the joint come back.
Yeah.
He jumped. I'm like, oh my God, I would have never did that. So I had my version of with Cool and Dre and Khaled and Scott Storch. I had my version of, you know, Kanye and
yeah,
in the background, legendary. These
legendary.
Are like, if we knew that now, we'd be sitting in that room with them niggas all day, like
all day, all night. Well, that's how we used to be, especially us, like State Property. Like if you ask them, they're probably our sessions was kind of different because we're kidnapping. Yeah, we're kidnapping. You might be in there like 3-4 days. Like you can't go home, yo. Engineers and everything. You got me, Petey, Freeway. You got Owen Sparks. You got Chris, Neef. Then you got Bleak and Get Low. So and there's only 2 rooms in Baseline, A room, B room. So you like niggas running from room to room and like, oh, what's that? Who you play that for? Why you ain't let me hear that? And niggas like trying to barricade the doors and let me hear that. No, I don't play this for nobody else. Like it was vicious in there, and you can't go home.
Man, let me tell you something. And you could tell me if I'm going somewhere we don't need to go, right?
Yeah.
You tell me immediately and I stop because this ain't about the bullshit. But when your voice starts to change up,
yeah.
How did that happen? How did that come about? And how did you notice that this something was happening to your voice?
Well, I got shot. I got shot in my back. So when I the last time I got shot, I coded. I was under. I was like in a joint for a couple weeks, like in a coma. I was like, so when I came out of it, and I was coming to, I didn't know I had the breathing tubes and all that stuff down me. So when I came to, like, I couldn't talk. So the first thing I did, I pulled the breathing tube out of me and it tore my joint up. And I had staples in my stomach and I gagged and I bust open the staples in my stomach and I tore, you know, I guess your larynx, and I tore some shit up in there. So when I slowly, and then I, you know, used to ask the doc like, yo, I'm gonna get my voice back. They're like, it might come back in a month. It might be 6 months. It might be 6 years. It might not come back regular at all.
And you know, Sig, man, it's health shit, right?
Yeah.
I started off the show talking about health and if you healthy, even if you broke, even if you going, you need to thank God because this health shit changed from one day to another.
Oh yeah.
The shit just changed, man.
Man, you gotta look, man. I know firsthand, like I first felt it, you know what I mean? I'm diabetic. So I know health is wealth. Like I'm trying to be around from my kids and I still got babies. Like I'm still making babies. I got a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old. So yeah, that's a blessing. So health and children and family, that's the best thing you could ever have. Money, all that stuff, that ain't nothing. Like you, family and like real family, because a lot of people, you know, there's a difference between family and relatives. I learned that the hard way. Because I got some homies that's, you know, that I consider
more family than blood.
Than blood. You know what I'm saying? You just my relative, but this my brother. You know what I'm saying? And I got a brother, biological brother, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and me, we good. But I got people that I consider my brother, my family. So I take that family thing real serious, like family, everything. And that's everything to me. That's that, like, you know, having children as a man, it give you to me, a restart button to start getting stuff right again. Because it's about what you leave behind. You can't, like, money and cars and all that, like, all that stuff, you leave that, like that, all that stuff gets squandered. It's about what you leave and your legacy behind, like, within what you created. Like, I'm raising men. So I get a second chance to raise men, strong men, a queen, women. You know what I mean? A man, like, my boys, like, gonna be men out here. So it's about that. And you can give your kids whatever. Like I just told somebody, you can get it ain't what you give your children or what or what you do for them, is what you teach them to do for themselves. Because you can get them everything in the world, but if they don't know how to take care of it, it can get lost. So, you know what I mean? I understand all the generational wealth and all that, but once you close your eyes, that pen is lifted, the ink is dried, everything, you're done. You're in the ground. So you don't know what they gonna do with what you left behind. You know what I'm saying? But if you raising some and your family structure is strong, that's where it's at. That's my happiest.
Shit, man, let me tell you something, man. That shit is so eloquently said and so true. I mean, you speak the truth there. I want to ask you this question. I got to ask you. I would love to just end it right there because that's some of the realest shit that anybody ever said on this show. But I got to ask Beans, who's his top 5, dead or alive? And keep me out of the question, the thing. Who's on your list, your top 5?
My top 5, dead or alive? Lyrically, particular order neither. And I swear I'm not being biased. It's hard. I'm going to say Big, Jay, Scarface, Black Thought, and Young Chris.
Young Chris?
Yeah.
He on your top 5?
Yeah, he on my top 5.
Is there something about Young Chris that I ain't get that you got?
Everything about him. Everything.
Young Chris, essentials tonight.
Yo, listen.
I bury myself in his music.
Listen, dude. Joe.
Name Big.
You will be doing a big disservice to yourself if you don't find every Young Chris verse, freestyle, or anything. Before you dig in, ask some of your top elite rappers how they feel about Young Chris.
No, I'm telling you, I'm going to get into that zone, that Young Chris. Say no more tonight. I'm going to bury myself in that Young Chris.
Yeah.
I'm going to bury myself because I think I'm a hip-hop historian. So I know this is nice, but when you break it down like that, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to myself. Like,
yeah, you really are. I think so. I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure.
Beans, man, stay safe, man. We love you, man. I thank you for coming on the Big Show.
You already know.
Love to you. You know what I'm saying? It was long overdue, my brother, and I can't wait to see you in person.
Man, let's tap in, man. And I see you, Smitty. My boy on this joint, hey Smitty, yo, you everywhere, man. My boy from BDM Backdoor Movement, yo, I can't, yo, Smitty, you the outlet. I ain't even gonna call you the plug no more. You the outlet.
He the outlet.
Yeah, he the outlet. You make it happen.
Philly out there, man. You know, Philly is a special place for me. You know, I would say is the third. It's New York because I'm from there, and then Miami. You know, I live here 15 years, so I made it my second home. But Philly's my third home. Yeah. You know, when I lived in New York, I would come down to Philly at least 3 days out the week and just be on Broad Street or be in Allegheny, Germantown, Bad that all over, and beautiful place, man. When I'm in Philly, I feel like I'm at home. And shout out to everybody in Philly. And when I say Philly, I'm gonna also include Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah, CMD. Shout out to my boy Itchy.
You know, the back
downtown Sycamore Project, CMD.
Badlands, Betsy Ross.
Yeah.
What you know about that Betsy Ross?
Betsy, the Tycone, the Benny.
We love you, man. Stay safe, man. God bless you.
You already know, man.
Brother.
Yeah. I'm Prophet Muscle, the only man in the world who can do handstand push-ups with his fists on concrete.
I got trained by Roger Mayweather, Crazy Temple next.
I'm the son of Roger Mayweather.
Roger, tell these motherfuckers subscribe to the Prophet channel.
Prophet Muscle.
Yeah. Subscribe for more, bro.